This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. In a world of 7 billion people, 1 billion are migrants. Those are the words that appear at the start of the new music video by our guest, the great Malian singer, Fatoumata Diawara. She sings, "My love has gone far away and may never come back. He's left his family and friends behind and gone away. He may never come back. What am I to do? He was my friend and my confidant." The song, In Tyranny. It appears on her new record, Fenfo. Here is Fatoumata Diawara performing in the Democracy Now! Studios.
I want to know. Jarabi mbave nyalonya ndereni ngave deza nekanu I want to know jarabi wale yoro jamdala hanyana vinde benane benga nuvengi shere wale yoro jamzila hanyana vinde benane benga nuvengi Jarabi tala yorojana ale mason segima Kanum tala yorojana ale mason segima Jarabi tala yorojana ale mason segima Kanum tala yorojana ale mason segima
In Tyranny by the Malian singer Fatoumata Diawara. She was born in the Ivory Coast to Malian parents in 1982, but raised in Mali. In 2013, she gathered 40 of the best-known Malian musicians to come together to record a song calling for peace in the war-torn country. The track was called Maliko, or Peace. Fatoumata Diawara joins us in our New York studio. Welcome to Democracy Now!
Thank you.
It's wonderful to have you with us. So you've written this song, In Tyranny, about migrants.
Yeah.
Talk about migrants and why you feel the world must know.
You know that, so it was so hard in those few last days, because it's like people were talking only about migrations, which is the reality. But the way it was doing, it was really bad, a little bit bad for the images of this new generation in Africa who wants to change things. We are dreaming to the new Africa. We're dreaming to think how we can make it better, this continent, how we can introduce Africa in the best way. So I was telling myself, okay, you can keep telling about this kind of subject, but in which way? In the bad way? Just young people crying, children still asking for help, and all those things. You said, okay. I said, okay, don't do this. Try to abort this subject, but in a different way. Introducing this young generation who trying to travel, but they are not traveling because they are poor only. The only reason is not because of poverty or war or famine. It's also because that this young generation needs to know about what's going on in outside of their country. They need to learn. They can't learn everything at school. Some of experiences you can get them only by traveling. And I said, okay, let's try to start from the beginning, which means who you don't born as a migrant. You become a migrant, And in the beginning, you get a family. They are normal person. They can take a coffee in the morning. They have love stories. They breathe like you and me. They have a red blood as you and me. So just open the door to those normal people. They're just normal, They can feel love. They are just a little bit different to you. But these differences doesn't must be a problem. It should be welcome. It should be appreciated, So it's through this, through this song, I tried to, I'm trying to introduce my generation, to introduce this new Africa to the rest of the world in my way.
Ntereni, explain what that word means.
Ntereni means my friend. Migrants can be a friend of anyone. You should not lose your dignity because you tried and you've been trying to travel. And when people refuse you the visa, then you become a migrant. And this doesn't fair because it's a normal guy. They are normal guys as everyone. They could be your friend. That's why I say my friend. Just to open the door, make things sweeter, more love, If people can bring back a little bit more love to all those young guys trying to travel, just to know more about this world,
How has the migrant crisis affected your country, Mali?
It's affected my country in the way that young people, they are in touch with social media. When they see everything on Facebook, Twitter, all those social media, they want to live, they want to feel how things look like, they want to touch things, they want to a new experiences, for their life, and the effect is that many young people go and they don't know why they are going, where they will be going. So I go just to go. And we got a lot of problem in north of Africa today, kind of slavery. We don't know. People are trying to sell other guys because of, it's quite very sad what's happening today. Or maybe we can try to stay home, I don't know. Through Ntereni also, it's like kind of a debate, conversation between me and my generation to say, okay, your life was much better before you leave. Maybe it's also good to go back home. That's why I wanted to show how beauty is Africa, how things can be simply beautiful. We should appreciate it. But you can appreciate it only when you've been traveling, For them, I don't know. It's difficult.
I want to go back to your song right now, Ntereni. This is Fatoumata Diawara.
Nale, 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 jarabin wale rajansila, ama finfonyi, so my daddy nana polisa, klewan bebe, suka tina polisa, fitirida, so my daddy nana polisa, suka tina polisa, ninemiye jatin zenlala, so my daddy nana polisa, klewan bebe, suka tina polisa, fitirida, so my daddy nana polisa, suka tina polisa, ninemiye jatin zenlala, ndereni, ndereni, da 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 da. Jarabitala yorojana ale mason segima kanum tala yorojana ale mason maçon, seguima.
Fatoumata Diawara, our guest today, the great Malian songwriter and singer. But we have to go back in time as you talk about the beauty of your country, Mali, Fatou. Can you start off by talking about where you were born, how you grew up, and how you came to music? You have a very defiant history, even with your family.
I was born in Ivory Coast, but from Malian family. Then I went back to Mali when I had 10 years. I was 10 years old. Then I went back to Ivory Coast. So I grew up in Mali with Malian traditions and Malian family. And yeah, growing up with music, traditional music and strong music, strong traditions. And yes, and I've been an actress too when I was a teenager.
Too fast, because in order to become an actress and then the musician that you are, you left home. Can you describe, I mean, you're a young woman in Mali, what this meant, how you ended up acting?
I did actually two big travels in my life. The first one was when I was a child in Ivory Coast, when my grand sister passed away very fast, very suddenly, and I was like traumatizing a little bit of this, and I realized that I could sing to save myself in that time, and it was too complicated for my family. Then they've been sending me to Bamako to my aunts, and life to my aunts was also, I was very different to there, so I couldn't find my place in this world, even
Bamako,
with
the capital of
the
Mali.
Capital of Mali. After Ivory Coast, I went to Bamako. Then I grew up with my aunt. She was an actress, and it was the age to get married to a cousin, kind of arranged marriage, and I didn't want this. Then I ran away one day. I have left home to France, This is the fast version of
and
the way.
How did you end up in film?
I ended up on film because my aunt was an actress, and she took me with her when she had a project, a movie, which is called Tafe Fanga, which means women power. was my first movie. Then when I was with her on the film shooting, the director wanted me on his movie.
You were taking care of her baby at the time.
I was taking care of the baby, and the director said, I want this face on my movie, you know. And I just had only one line, a couple of lines on the movie. And after there were some directors there, and they were planning to have other movies, and then after I started to be an actress like this.
And
but every year I had a movie and different stories, and until Timbuktu. And
well, explain Timbuktu. Talk about that movie. It was in the United States. It was nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah, Timbuktu is a very important movie for us. You know, it's important in the way that the subject have been treated by a Malian guy, an African man. You know, he tried to share his visions about his, you know, about this problem in north of Mali. I can say all Mali today. And I was playing my own character, you know, because when Abdraman Sissako called me for the first time for his movie, he said, I got something for you in the movie. You're going to play your own character, which means that what you've been doing in 2013 in Mali, when the pushes was, you know, when the country was totally in a war, then completely down, when I tried to put all big artists together to sing, you know, to fight, to save music, you know, fight because music was banned in all Mali, actually, for 3 or 4 months. And this was our first time to live this kind of situation, because Mali's music is everything in our country. I can say in everywhere, but Mali, it's a really important music. Music is very important. Then Abdraman called me to say, okay, you should play your own character on the movie. And it's a girl that's, you know, when they're beating me, so I'm singing. I will keep singing, even if the extremists try to stop me singing. So
you became more and more well-known, but your parents wanted you home and married. You had to renounce your career on Malian television and say you would no longer be performing as a young woman?
Yes, I did this.
How old were you?
I was like 18 years old.
Your parents said you had to say,
yeah,
Fini.
And I said this on TV, yes, I do remember.
And then you got married?
No. Then after a while, I said, no, life changed in my life, because a French director came in Bamako and tried to, you know, we had a meeting, and the conversation with him changed totally my mind. He said, don't sacrifice your life because you're so talented. It's so bad for women, it's so bad for humanity. He told me this. And it was a French guy, you know, telling me this. So this was like, nobody told me this before. And I was saying, okay, then Jean-Luc Crocoult, a director from three theater from Nantes.
So how did, if young women are listening to this, teenagers, how did you stand up to your parents and say, I am going to defy you, I'm going to find my own way?
I couldn't say that. I've been running away, you know. It was difficult in that time. I wasn't a singer yet, you know. I didn't have my own arm, you know, like today. Today I can take my voice and my guitar and shout, and, you know, anytime, whenever I want, and, you know, where I want. And before this, you know, I was like a little slave, you know, a little bit slave in my mind. I couldn't tell them that I will be going. So I've been running away. But today, yes, today I can sit in front of them and speaking as an adult, and, you know, they respect what I'm doing.
So they say you were right now to do what you did?
Today they say, because I did this movie, Mali Blues, which is, you know, my comeback in Mali with my family, and many are very proud of me, because they realize that even if I've been born in a traditional family with a strong traditions and strong family, I'm totally different. My vision to the world is more larger, it's more open, and I don't know how in the beginning it was difficult for them to understand this, to accept this. But at the end now, so in the end, everybody accepts me as I am, and I'm trying to share this open mind to my generation. It's not only for me; it's also for all this generation in Mali today. How we can keep our tradition, but in the same time be open to the rest of the world.
We're talking to Fatoumata Diawara, the Malian singer and songwriter. Her new album is out right now. It's called Fenfo, which means something to say. But your first album was, well, what you're called, your name, Fatou, 2011. Talk about releasing that album to great acclaim.
The album was called Fatou. It's because I made everything by myself. I did all percussions, the guitar. It was my first guitar.
You taught yourself guitar.
It was the beginning of, when I bought my first guitar. I learned the guitar by making this album, Everything was like, I was playing like this, in the studio. So, and the director, Nick Gold from World Circuit, appreciate that. He said, this album must be called Fatou because you made everything by your hands and your fragility, and I didn't care of the perfections. I don't like, it doesn't matter the perfection in music to me. What's the most important thing to me? It's my truth, And Nick knew that, and he said it should be called Fatou. That's why. So
tell us about this song we're about to play. You performed it in our studio, Soa, from your album Fatou.
Yeah. Soa, it's a small door of my life, It's like I got many doors in my head. I just have to open one and I can tell you a story. And Soa, it's the part of the adoptions, when I left my mom and I couldn't see her for 11 or 12 years. And I had always this eyes on me when I was I was 10 years old and going to Bamako, and I was in the car. She was watching me, and the car was going very far. It was the only souvenir that I had from her. And then
the only memory.
And I said, okay, you should make a song about these eyes.
And Soa means?
Soa means, Soa is the name that I created for all people who've been growing up without their genetic parents, It's I call them Soa. It's kind of open, It's like a open name, like a hope name, because it's kind of love that cannot be replied. I'm one of the Soa, and I knew that I wasn't alone. I'm not the only one. So we are so many in this planet without saying mom in our life. We didn't say mom, we didn't say dad. You don't have a souvenir of your baby life. You don't know how to be. You don't have a souvenir to be a child in your life. It's a kind of situation. So I call them Soa, all those people in this world.
Let's go to Soa, performed by Fatoumata Diawara right here in Democracy Now! Studios.
Soa, Soa, Soa. Hola ilahi mama dara surula igone bina kumasa nevensara la musoula hadununya musoula kola mongelema bekonota segena kinulo segena hakiga no la mo abada okataga la mola iboti la mola kiga no to no tu abada sa so para papara so Johnny la modenye nini ndogone la modenye ko Johnny la modenye fata bata la modenye uno umanyane ma Kalamunya fonye ne dumala mo honkorodon. Ojoni la mo dinye. Nini ndogo ni la mo dinye. Olo deni bi bolo. Ay kana di katala mo la. De monso ani yolo. Kana di katala mo la. Denje mani bi bolo. Ay kana di katala mo la. Pena ni de zukasiye. Hobena ni soja. So hi. Para pa para.
Fatoumata Diawara singing Soa from her first album, where she played all of the music, learning the music as she played it, learning to play the guitar. As Fatou said, not caring about perfection, but the spirit, the soul of the music. Soa from your first album, Fatou. And you're singing in Bambara.
Always.
Talk about the language.
Always. I love this language because when I left my home, it was the only thing that I had as, I don't know how to say, as a gift after God and spiritual things in the world. The language was my ancestral, was my soul, was my ruler, was myself, was my African, the only thing that I had in this time. So singing in Bambara, it was the best way to me to introduce myself to the rest of the world, saying, okay, I'm Fatoumata Diawara, I come from Mali, and we speak this language, and this is me, my story is this, I've been adopted, and now I'm playing music to you. Do you like it? That's it. And Bambara was the best way for me to introduce myself, because it's the only, I've been growing up speaking this language, and I know how to express myself in the best way, Even if when I write songs, I know how to abroad, touch people. It's like a norm. It's everything, Bambara, to me.
So I wanted to turn to another song from Fatou. The song is Muso, which means women.
Yeah.
And you took New York by storm in January when President Trump was first elected. It was a group of many musicians, and I wish I had been there, but a word has it, right, at Carnegie Hall, that you just blew people away with your two songs, Muso and also Unite. Talk about Muso first, and then we'll play it.
Muso, it's very easy. Muso, it's about myself, because I'm a woman. Muso, it's about all women today in this world. Muso, it's about women coming in the future also. We should sing Muso. We must sing women, because she's doing a lot. She's doing a lot today, especially in war countries, especially in countries where the development is not that, there is not big development. Muso is like it's like representing all female in this world, So in the song I said, you should respect her, you should love her, you should not beat her. She must be your confidant. She must be strong. She could be a president, She could be a director, doctor.
Let's go to Muso.
Akanau tolodo magano benzaran faula sikani tolodo magano benzaran gorola akanau tolodo magano benzaran dogola sikani tolodo jeba gorokano hai munzolwe ai ankunane hai munzolwe ai jonkunandi munzohowe wele yana wele yana doya kana dande moloma kabara ke kakalange kadin wologo tono dunga ki jefe fanaga ki fe fama bebo munzo la fandame bo munzo jamana tigi bebo munzo fandame bo munzo la fama bebo munzo ariti si bebo munzo toti bebo munzo 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 tigi bebo je tambe bo tawati bebo deni bebo khawati bebo jamana ti bebo halima min bebo munzo munzo yakana yekololo yanga wala no boya hanga wala fo boya hanga tere no bonya hanga sinyu bonya hanga wala de bonya muso yakanake ago muso yakanake yanga mbale mo bonya hanga sinyu mo bonya mbala
That's Muso. Fatoumata Diawara sang that song, among other places, at Carnegie Hall with David Crosby and many other musicians. It was in January of 2018. You also sang Unite. So, again, this was a concert that was basically people singing, protesting President Trump. We're talking about a president who called Africa a S-hole country. I don't want to say the word as if Africa is a country, not to mention Haiti and El Salvador. Your thoughts about this?
Yeah, it was this surprising that many African people, all of us, we were very surprised of that because Africa is just right there. It's in the corner. It's not that far. So we can't imagine that today people can think that it's like a country or it's like it doesn't exist sometimes for some people. And this was very strange to me, and I know strange for many people in this world. But we should maybe keep fighting to introduce Africa in the best way. Maybe many people are ignorant about it. It's to us, our generation, maybe to make people well know about this continent, you know.
Talk about Unite.
United, it's to unify this continent, to unify African child, to unify African countries. Because if a travel is not possible, it's maybe good to stay home and to build this Africa. But sometimes we all born as a nomad. It doesn't matter which color you are. Human naturally are nomad. We got our 2 feet just to move. Children need to move. You need to move. You don't need to. It's not because of money or it's not because of feminine only. It's not the only reason to move. Because I know a lot of European people living in Senegal, living in Ivory Coast, living in Mali, they don't want to go back home. It's not because they are poor. It's because they feel good, better, far from their family sometimes, you know. It's just you feel like growing up faster, learning faster. It's a different experiences. And African young generation needs this experience. So if it's not possible in the direction of Europe, maybe let's try to open the door inside of Africa. So when I say united, it's a unified Africa. I want to unite. I need a peace in my country too. North and south in Mali, our differences must be something beautiful. It should not be seen like a defeat, you know. We should appreciate our differences because without peace, you can't tell about development. You can say nothing about the development. And as a woman, I want to represent, you know, I want to be the voice of less voices. I mean, all those children living in this Africa, living in this world, who needs to let people know about their anxiety. They're asking for peace. Children need peace. They all need peace today. Peace and love. No material things. So, you know, when I unify, it's a unity for many reasons. For many, many reasons, you know, because without peace, you can't go at school and say, so I'm going to school for what future? What you're going to do what in the future? Children are very, they are like oppressed today, and we need a peace. United peace, united peace. We must start singing for all.
I want to ask you about your new album, Fenfo. In English, it translates as something to say. And also, you sang your, the title song, Fenfo, here. Yeah. Something to say. What are you saying?
In this song, it's a baby asking to his mom, why, mom, you didn't tell me that the world was so crazy? The world was almost at the end before I come. If I knew, I wouldn't come, Mom.
Does this have something to do with you having your own baby now?
You know, when I watch him, I cry sometimes.
He's 2.5.
He's a 2.5. I cry sometimes. And when I'm playing on stage, I see children dancing, I cry. I spend time crying for children. I don't know why. Because I'm a woman. So I'm crying for, it's not because they're happy now dancing in front of me. You know, when children are very happy, I cry for them because they don't know about the future. Even me, I don't know about the future. Nobody know about this future today. So when you see them so happy, so, no ignorance, but so naive, comment dire naive, you just, it's a sad, because the future is really weird. Fenfo, it's about all those all children in this world today.
In Fenfo, you sang, friends are killing each other every day, but they did not tell me anything. Neighbors wish each other harm every day, but they did not tell me anything. Brothers are killing each other every day.
They didn't tell me, Mom.
Siblings tear each other every day in this world.
Mama. They didn't tell me. Why you didn't tell me?
Father, you did not tell me anything.
Yeah.
Friends act hatefully towards one another. Let's go to Fenfo right now. You'll think you speak the language. It's Bambara.
Koro ke bere nyini ha ama ve boy ne wolo ba nyini ha ama ve fonye kambara ke nyini ha uma ve boy ko dunya la tige beta ne nye ama ve fonye mama ha terima we nyo fala dongo doja uma ve fonye Sigi nyoma ube nyom fala dongo do dien ngono baba ja hau ma fe wanye tere ma ube nyom koni ala dongo do dien ngono baba hau fe wanye kanu nyoma ube nyom ta atiena dongo do dien ngono mama Muna ima fe vanye Ho dunya la tige betane ama fe fonye Ho dunya la tige betane ama fe fonye mama fefane una baba mama una mama baba mama hey baba uma fefane how ma fefane go ma fefane
That's Fatoumata Diawara, Malian singer, here in our studios performing around the world. When I asked her where she's going next, she said it's hard to know. So the whole issue of peace that you talk about, that you sing about, talking about what's happening in Africa today, the message in your song Maliko, that you went back to Mali in 2013?
Yes, because we were going to the genocide. In 2012, it was really urgent to me to go back home and to be in touch with my generation, to communicate with other artists, taking the place of ambassador. We were ambassador that day because we didn't have a president, we didn't have a ruler. So the country was like, without a ruler, we don't know who is whom. And people were starting to say, no, we are in the trouble because of our brother from the north. They were on the street trying to beat them. So, the tension was really weird in my country. I said, no, don't go to this. Because everybody knows how to start a war, but nobody knows how to stop it. When I had this line in my mind, I say, go back home and sing this to your country. Sing just this line. Everybody know how to start. It's very easy. Shouting every day, nya, nya, nya. This is easy. Everybody can do it. Children can do that. Everybody can decide to start war. But stopping it, I don't know nobody. So it's difficult to stop a war. So then the song was about this. I went back home, and we have been making, we
gathered
sang
like 40 Malian musicians,
everybody. Tumani Jabate, Umu Sangare, Vieux Farkatura, Habib Koité, Basikou Kouyaté, everybody. They came to me in 3 days. We had this song. I wrote the song with my small guitar, and the song was growing up. Every artist come, the song changed, and it becomes a very big song. Even today, we're still playing this song to the radio, on TV, because it's still keeping people in a peace until today. Since today, because it's important. We've been saying everything inside to change the people's mind. When we feel that we get a small tension in the country, the radio and the TV start to put the song in everywhere, and the tension go down.
This is sort of the opposite of what happened in Rwanda when the radio called Rwandans cockroaches, and it gave license to kill.
Exactly.
They're playing Maliko. And
in Mali, yeah. Until today, the song still keeping people in a peace, because we need that, because we don't understand totally what's going on in the north. It's still a very complicated situation. So, and we don't want to start a war. We don't want to start fighting between North and South, because for what?
So let's talk about the words. The time has come for us to speak up about the crisis in Mali. We, the artists, must now speak from the heart about what's happening in our Mali. Men and women of Mali stand together. Our Mali never wanted a war. What's going on in Mali? Do we really want to kill each other? Do we really want to betray one another, allow ourselves to be divided? Remember, we are all children of the same mother country. When we stand together, all of Africa is stronger. This is Maliko, but sung in the inimitable words and language of Fatoumata Diawara and her friends.
Mali teke tomboye ha Nenani fodunu nyama uye faso bati ke tomboye ala
Kayra jamala Hanna mali bate kelege jamana e Anga molori nyogoma Ambebe falo jamame bakele
Mali Mali bakela jamana mi ala he Mali
Gel barka Gayin kali wanti wainau kangan nura gasi Dunya kanjata cara Afriki kul manyoga Mali borega fo mandani dangai
Manyogon da Mali bankoye Manyogon kabakoye Gleki minti tadi Ye gleki ninduma Ala fo koron fe monu ye Kumali te talala
Kunu Mali bakera mbulu Mali mego yambe kasila hamina jorola bisikera boye Dungu do flimgura ningera kabagoye Abarata nama todo amege jugu sagoye
Mali tunye jamana miye jamana dumamba Kabini kele nana Mali dumbe toro la boy Dunuya na manja zirande numbe malosini
Kobe churupila Maliza before
Sukele masa di ngonya dale
Ene amina ane jorola
Jobena la kebande kwalle malimede
joli kelenye
Jobena la kebande kwalle malimede Malimete wonko jaje ande
jamana donga be wala sabol ma yaka duko no fo du donga be nambe na kambolo di nyoma odo be jamana latanye anga kelle plaka kekele nyekele te jefo latanye anga hina nyoma tesa sholo mo ko kata blatesa kalama del gashi bondo la dute marfa blatesa abena ni kongo ni gele yani patanya juye anga mirika sabali anga na kayra majuye
Mali tous unis Mali indivisible la paix n'a pas de prix
Kwani kele wilale Chedon ate musodon ate demisanindo kela kamundo funimisa amadeli kelela anuma deli kelela
fora ko ni se ka kan faso malila ni tutita o kuma la wati mu malidenw bɛ yɛrɛ ɲini na dɔw bɛ kɛlɛla jɔyɔrɔ ko la kɔrɔn fɛ kɔngɔ ni minɔgɔ bɛ denmisɛnw na balimamusow bɛ kɛla jagofɛnw ye jagoya fanga sigilen do dugudenw kan o waati la dɔw bɛ kɛlɛla jɔyɔrɔ ko la dɔw bɛ kɛlɛla jɔyɔrɔ ko la
impeti gajan jamane Mali wana sari habe Harono kitenkini me mahatam nira bugu meredi mahatam nira baliga kani
Salendugu desana unamena jamana werete yelana
Malita hishki
babe bambolo de
Sidene
maloya de antai
Aratane
Maniolu mbele mukilinti ilaha be hambulodi nyogoma
Farafina ni farajela Mali kafaranywanga kaine nywana kaduda kelefe kaboda kelefe ode Mali bai
yo kuria baba baba Demadi Jarakamba.
On est tué contre tout le monde. On est la meilleure qu'elle est devant tout le monde. Sunjata Keita et Anga Mali Toutre. Akaburuna Kemone Baena et Nyokele. Kele Manabanto. Nene Tapuna Soraka Beba Shubena Tema. Ala Barika.
Bembalia Yekoju.
Na Bena Sigi Benia. Na Bena Aiteria Benia. Eh Maruku Agambolo.
Fatoumata Diawara singing back in 2013 in Mali, singing the song Maliko with scores of other Malian musicians to try to bring peace to their country. Talk about, Fatou, the musicians who have most influenced you.
I can say from Africa, I've been growing up with Malian music, 100%. I will start by all those great female artists like Nawa Doumbouya, Kagbe Sidibé, Kumba Sidibé. People don't know much about them, but it's a kind of blues sound, a very roots, I'm still listening to them, to keep in touch with my roots, And then after I had a chance, because I was living in Paris, to listen to Nina Simone, Billie Holiday, Ella Fitzgerald, Erykah Badu, all pop and jazz, new soul music and everything.
So you heard Ella Fitzgerald, the music of Ella Fitzgerald or Ella Fitzgerald singing herself?
No, only music, the music.
And Billie Holiday,
of course. I was young. The music, And this came, I started to listen to other music only when I was 20 years old. Can you believe on it? It was only Malian music, 100%. Yeah, in Mali, we used to consume music.
What about Oumou Sangaré?
Yes, I was Oumou Sangaré also. She's part of those great women,
And Miriam Makeba.
Miriam Makeba, naturally. Angelique Kidjo. I don't know why. I love we female voices. And
I wanted to play for you a musician who came into the studios from Timbuktu.
Kyra Arby.
Yes. Let's go to
She's the only one.
Kyra Arby singing here at Democracy Now!
محمد نادر نقابو
That's Kyra Arbi from Timbuktu.
She's from Timbuktu.
Now, she's not singing in Bambara. And
No, she's singing Sorai.
And why is she
Same
so important
language
to you?
of Alpha Katuri. They're from same city.
Called the Nightingale
Timbuktu.
of the North.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's in the middle, totally the middle, in the middle of Mali. She's strong. She's been fighting to be a woman, singer, and she's still fighting, She got to get divorced and everything because she want to keep the singing. Because many women give up on the way. It's very difficult to be a female singer today. And and also this voice. I grew up with this voice,
So, as Fenfo is released, as your second album is released, what is your message to the world?
Peace and love. Peace, and I give a chance to all children. All I'm doing today is for the future generation. It's not even for myself, because I've been living a little bit. I can say I know a little bit about this world. But what about children today? A child from 1 month, 1 day, even now, some of are born today. Some fighting for them, That's why working hard is just for this, to give a chance to all those children. So we are asking for peace in the world.
How important is an American audience to you?
It's important to me in the way that I think today we're in the same situation. The planet is in the same situation. It's going crazy in everywhere. So when I sing in Mali for peace, I feel the same for America. I can't see the differences in it anymore. Today it's like the world is one for me. As a woman, as a human, then I would like to fight for peace and love for all children. Everywhere today.
Finally, Fatou, in 2014, you were named a knight or a chevalier in France's National Order of Arts and Letters. You dedicated your award to the youth of Africa.
Yeah.
How important was this award to you? You lived in Paris.
Yes. It's important because they're trying to be someone. We're fighting to change the images of Africa today. You can see all music coming from Africa. Even many artists from America Black American go to Africa today to collaborate with our new sound, the new pop music and all the things. Clothing, and women are starting to shoot, to dress as African, to make a contemporary African dresses, and the hair, the wig, stopping putting wig in our hair, natural hair. So there is something, a very positive movement.
You wear your hair in dreads with cowrie shells.
Yeah, this is my hair. It's my natural hair, but I always I put, some red color because it's my energy. I love the red. I need to see it every day to keep fighting. And, this is important to have our own hair, And this is for my ancestors, also to carry them with me. It's like a message. We could stay as African and fight for the best, open our mind to the rest of the world, but keeping the tradition, the roots, and fight for the new Africa.
Well, Fatoumata Diawara, thank you for gracing our studio.
Thank you for having me here.
For sanctifying it with your music.
Thank you so much.
Fatoumata Diawara, Malian singer-songwriter, her new album is called Fenfo, Something to Say. This is Democracy Now! I'm Amy Goodman. Thanks for joining us.